Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue with the same session. After checking with the pendulum if it wishes to talk, the topic is various people with an interplay that has happened at some point in time. Most of them, according to me, are replicas for my original family, shapeshifters for my family. So the name Kosi for Kaushalya.ADVANI, RK I think for Nikhil Advani. I remember Nikhil used to be called suddenly Nikhil the Pickle by Ramesh.ADVANI. My question is, then that cannot be Nikhil Advani because Nikhil Advani never grew up eating pickle. Nikhil Advani grew up having waffles, French toast. In fact, that's what we used to eat in his house when we used to go. Omelets, French fries, cold coffee. So he actually is not able to take spicy food at all, and all of us had that problem actually while growing up. My ability to eat spicy food started only 2008 onwards. So anyway, that suddenly came to my mind that, hey, 1 minute, why is it that Nikhil was called, one was adieu, that is adieu, au revoir, bye bye, tata goodbye, that kind of stuff, and then suddenly became Nikhil the Pickle. Nikhil the Pickle, not Nikhil the Pickle, Nikhil the Pickle. So again, big question mark. Okay, another add on. Anyway, we will clock the time. I am JAYA.ADVANI from 1973 only, who you have given Supari, on Supari ever since 1998. My passport was stolen 1996, twice over. A long time without me understanding that it's been stolen when I came back from my holiday from QUT, Brisbane, Australia, end 1996. And then went back for my last and final third semester at Queensland University of Technology to finish that MBA. While I was living at Jaswell, that's the time you stole my passport, and on the morning of the evening that I had to go back to Australia, it was thrown on the bed and given back to me. Right? How do you come to know I am Jaya? Because someone very unceremoniously cut my hands in this cheap manner while I was sleeping, and when I spoke to my so-called cousin, telling him this is the problem, he says, what about your bloody feet? Not bloody feet, what about your feet? Plus we got my chacha, Ramesh chacha had a nervous breakdown, and he had frozen shoulder 2 times. He had to go for a surgery, just the way my other cousin Nitesh Gupta also, he had an accident when she's done a movie in Ekta Tiger about Pinocchio. So far his nose has not become fine. I am getting Umesh Ingorani, Kabir Gupta, Akhil Gupta have all been murdered and replicated. Kabir Gupta ko duplicate jo dekho, the duplicate of Kabir Gupta, who tells me, what about your feet? I see shape-shifting for R. Madhavan in the movie called Test. That Test is tested and retested how many times? Bollywood style in Bombay. Same style banao ab Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh mein. What you done in 90s in Bombay, Bollywood, same thing you have done Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. I am seeing now in 2022 onwards, ever since I started watching local movies. Then my question is, in America, how have you unscrewed Hollywood and Vancouver, whatever they got? Obviously you sent your people from Bombay with faces that are well respected and, well, no one will suspect them. But they are the ones who you sent as duplicates of the originals who you got away in Bombay only, got rid of them, sent their duplicates to the heart of LA. They are the ones who have destroyed LA. But what is the CIA doing? There should be a CIA. While destroying things in Quantico, surely they did not destroy the entire lot of people who have the ability to do the work. Right? Why are people resigning? Because the unscrewing probably started without your knowledge sometime between 2008 or 7 non-stop till today. Okay, so since you people live over there, you should look into this matter amongst yourselves. The guys who have decided to leave their job, you don't leave the job entirely. You get together with those who you're absolutely assured have the ability and are who they say they are. From that place, you strike. You got the qualifications, you got the skills. It doesn't matter whether you're being paid or not. You've been more than enough paid. You got the skills required. You're like last hope, actually telling you. You can always claim afterwards. It doesn't matter. But what skills you have, others don't have. So you need to group the entire network worldwide actually and take their help to deal with the anti-god. He is the anti-god. The anti-god rises from the Middle East. The anti-god is 5 feet 6.5. He can go all the way to 5'9". Just depends. Those shoes, I think the CIA only knows how to do. But his base height is 5 6.5. He's very thin. It is the Tan who are at Putin's camp selling everything, siphoning everything and destroying everything. They're doing the same thing as Kira in America. One thing, Kira is new to America. He probably did the Reiki without you knowing it, or his group did the Reiki of the White House. But then there are others who already know the White House from way before. So anyway, you know better than I know. I can only do these readings. Okay, let's clock the time. So today is the 23rd of April 2025. It is a Wednesday. It is 10:23 in the morning IST time at Bangalore 560077. So we will ask the pendulum if the pendulum wishes to continue with this topic. We have given a little offering of sweet to candy to Shani and to Shirdi Sai Baba. Shani has been showing me this pot which I didn't mention last couple of days, shaking it, and I've just been ignoring it. And today we didn't ignore it. We read up on what the pot represents in his hands. So it talks about Shani's ability to give, or Saturn's ability, that's Saturn. Okay, his ability to give from that pot, good and bad, depending on our own deeds. Primarily reminding us every time that whatever we sow today has its consequences tomorrow, and he's in charge of it to give us the rewards according to what we have put out. So he holds it in that pot. That's what I read just now. Okay, so I had to share it with you. Now, when it comes to, instead of asking the pendulum every time if the fan is disturbing, better to shut it off only. And since we're shutting it off, I don't need to actually cover up the fan. I can leave it. Okay, let's ask the before I ask the pendulum, I think we will just take the blessings of Shirdi Sai Baba But before that, Ganesh Ji. So we take the blessings of Ganesh Ji. We remember Lord Ganesh. Then we remember Shirdi Sai Baba and ask for blessings to help us decipher what's happened in the past. Then we take the blessings of Shivji, which Shivji is the other aspect called Shani, then Yamma, then Mata Shakti, then Lord Kartikeya, then Vishnu, then Ram and Krishna, and finally Gaur Mata, who has every god within her and is also a great reason for sustenance worldwide. Okay, so now having done that, now we move to the pendulum. Oh, that voice, that noise in the back is my washing machine. Nobody else is doing that. That's just from within my house, my washing machine. Okay. Otherwise, I would have complained. If I didn't know the source. Okay, let me take out my glasses. Very important. Well, it's my washing machine with my slippers and whatever that's in it. Okay, now are you with me? Am I JAYA.ADVANI? All of 5 feet 2.5 inches, nice and fat? Were you complaining about me? Why JA has become fat? That doctor, he's done something to make me fat? Always messing around. So have I become nice and fat? Do I wear a prosthetic or a body suit? Silicone or synthetic or whatever they wear, latex, fitex? Alright, so I'm fat naturally. He's made me put on weight like a little baby elephant. Halfway there. Was I actually a very delicate, skinny child while growing up? That's why you used to call me Twiggy and like Audrey, just to make me feel better about myself. Though I never used to feel bad. I used to really think I'm going to become a swan. I didn't realize you were calling me actually the ugly duckling. Anyway, I don't care. Now what I want to know is, do you want me to still continue with this reading? Did Audrey ever know about me? Did she ever know about me? I'm talking about Audrey Hepburn. Did she ever know about me? She just knew about me. Towards the end, she said, how disappointing was she speaking about me? She was finding me disappointing? Like me for me? Did they send her a clone who was a horrendous being, pretending to be me? They did that on purpose when they sent me to QUT? They did some exchange during that time? They did some exchange while I was in school. They did some exchange while I was in college. They just exchanged babies. They kidnapped her. She was disappointed with my performance in school because of my report cards and things like that. Was she disappointed with Varsha too? Because Varsha had more red marks than I did in her report card. Well, has she moved on into the spirit world? Is she at the spirit world right now? Is she still disappointed with us? Once she's understood spirit, is she still disappointed? Does she think we're kind of on track going forward and the larger picture kind of works out in her favor? Does she see the whole picture now? So now she's okay? Okay, as long as the larger picture is seen, that's good. Now, do you want me to continue with this reading? Okay, so we'll continue with this reading. Okay. Now the rooster over here is my cousin, Kela Shingorani's son, Umesh Shingorani, connected, but I think it is his EA. And the EA of RA connected with OD, which means from a governmental point of view, the BJP probably connected to the EU through their network either with RA or the rooster who's Umesh Shingorani, his EA, which means double. But then that could have happened only post, according to me, 1996, not before that, or 1995. It is connected with the BJP government for sure. There is the involvement of messing around with EU. Nickel the pickle. Pickle primarily maybe people Nikhil Advani and the rest of us Advanis grew up on food that was non-spicy. Pickle has never been part of our food intake. When we're eating Sindhi curry rice, sai bhaji, with the bhugiyal chawar, or then when we're having, like, let's just say the mani, or we're having, even with paratha, we don't eat pickle, we have dahi or raita. Papad, yes, we eat, but the moong probably, not the spicy one. When we're eating even like a snack like the seal bread, that also doesn't require pickle. Koki also we eat with the, or the doda, sweet doda. But the koki that we eat with dahi, raita. Breakfast, I told you, is mostly the waffles, pancakes, egg, any form, toast, jam, butter, milkshakes. So the question of eating spicy food is very difficult for us. Yet in later years, first Nikhil Advani was called, that is Ramesh Advani's son. I think JJ is connected with RK and she's a duplicate, or she's the one who stole the passport. The rooster is half Advani bloodline. He is Kailash Advani's son, Umesh Hingorani, from her first marriage. Ramesh Advani is our chacha, except he had the nervous breakdown. I believe the ones who did that with them were the duplicate J and Nikhil the Pickle. First Nikhil the Pickle is called what? Adu Adu. Later on, Ramesh calls him Nikhil the Pickle. That's later on. But Adu Adu has already happened. When somebody is learning how to use the fork and knife as late as 2005, he's doing so on a dosa, which is a South Indian dish. The real Nikhil Advani doesn't need to learn that way because he has grown up. The pancakes and waffles and all are things very common. Even when my daddy has passed away, when I'm 7.5, 8 years old, we go to their Jai Mahal Vasant Nagar home. That's what they give us for breakfast. Or then when my parents also decide to split and we go to their Cunningham Road home at Hoysala, that's what's on the table. Sindhi food is also pretty common in their home, like it is in our home. I want to know what you did in Odi. The question is to you, because you have messed around big time, and you messed around with people who did nothing to you through the BJP. You don't like us, then all you need to tell us is the way the Pakistani government of today, but yesterday's government of Hindustan, was able to actually say, okay, you are an outsider, we don't appreciate you here, you need, this is the lump sum for everything. But in our case, what you've done is our entire associates, and some of them who are fifth generation homegrown locals, whether the Gujarati community or some people from the Bantwal community, wherever there is money, irrespective of, and even the Muslims, I don't think you respect them. Basis of just plugging in your duplicates, it is not about the community, it is about grabbing the assets in the name of community building. And not just in India, this caliphate or this cabal or whatever you want to call it has gone spread its useless lot of people. Whether it is Russia, the guy who has built Russia, the president over there, Mr. Vladimir Putin, was born in a very impoverished home. Yet, no, he didn't grab, the people chose him. Okay, he was a KGB person who has worked his way through the rank. Then when he is capable, okay, people have chosen him, they want a change. When he has been chosen, he hasn't eaten up anything. He could have taken some assets, but the truth of the matter is, he didn't eat it up. He also built Russia, he built a formidable army. He's done his bit, you can't blame him. But this new lot of the 10 that have gone there to be him, what are you doing? You're destroying Russia and you're destroying it at the core, but it is not yours to take. That means in you there is no decency. In you there is no ability to actually govern no matter where you go in the world. In you is this habit of stealing. In you is a habit of destroying the hard work of other people. So you're not capable. When people like you then are going shape shifting, then the only thing you'll do once you grab assets, whether it is Trump making him crump, he's no more. And if he is, he doesn't remember who he is. He's somewhere else. It is Kira who's shape shifting for Trump. Those children have to be very careful. Yes, you have already done this now. You're like your 20th, 30th year into the same bloody process. The same fucking thing. And if we really go down to where you were born, where you were picked up from, where you've been recruited from, I think everybody will say, don't tell me, are you serious? So I have a feeling when Nikhil has gone to Hong Kong through his Citibank, when he has just graduated from his college, initially he has worked for a channel partner for selling car loans through Citibank. Then he gets absorbed into the main bank. Now, was that the real Nikhil or was that Nikhil the pickle? I don't know. When he's gone on his Hong Kong posting through Citibank, his face has got into an allergy where he cannot meet any of us for 2-3 years. He just disappears. Then when he comes back, it's a different story. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this and this is connected to this, which is a shapeshifter for Modi. He could have shapeshifted for Mr. Kanhaiya Hukumat-Rai Advani also, or Mr. Kani Advani, but he is not. These two are his prodigies, connected with 1996 sometime. These are the originals who would have never ever misused anything. They don't even actually misuse things of each other. Forget about of outsiders. We got very strong protocol within our own early years during the 70s. In spite of, actually, let's just say my father and his 2 sisters and his 2 other brothers, in spite of them being blood related, not one of them would take things of the other or even ask for it. Yes, if someone out of their own free will wishes to invite you somewhere, wishes to that you be part of their setup, then very gladly they meet up. Most of them get along without the intent of actually doing anything bad to the other person. I think they stand in for each other. They pretty much, I think, are a good example of being good to each other for most part of it. That's my experience through the 70s and the early 80s. And I can say, if at all there was a change, at least at Forge Aswell, I feel it started sometime 87 onwards. There was something that changed 87, 89 onwards that you can say is the BJP's work. That also so smart and strong Reardo entry. And is it that the original BJP members knew about it? They got screwed themselves, without them realizing how their own party as opposition was being unscrewed. We prefer to give them the benefit of the doubt, because this kind of karma going forward is absolutely debilitating for those who indulged in it, no matter what your position is, and no matter how you make an excuse or justify it. You understood what I said? I don't mince my words. So the truth of the matter is, OD, a shapeshifter for the real Mr. Narendra Damodar Das Modi, who was put into a Nidra state by those who grab, harassed to the nth degree, part of the BJP, CM of Gujarat at some point in time. He has many shapeshifters. OD is one of them. This RK is Nixie Nickel, one of them. Maybe Nickel the Pickle. This J is not JAYA.ADVANI. It is that who grabbed JAYA.ADVANI's passport. I'm the real JAYA.ADVANI. But if you look at me, you'll say, are you sure? You don't look it. But then for someone to go out of their way to do whatever they've done on my chin, then I suddenly realized when it comes to my teeth, we go to all my old photos. Only on my right lower jaw. You messed around with the teeth also. They're wonky. They never were that way. Except that I have been brought up from a very young age where we don't judge things by the looks. We are always connected to Atma. So I really don't spend time on my looks. And that's from the time I was going to college also. Suddenly a bulb went off. I don't even know if it was last evening or this morning. I think last evening. I said, hey, 1 minute. When I was growing up, the way my left teeth at the bottom of the jaw are aligned, my left and right side of my teeth used to be the same. It's got slight crookedness in it, but not the way you've done it on the right side of my mouth. You literally made the right side of my mouth in the lower jaw wonky. Same time, my chin had something that sprouted on it. You also placed a lot of moles on your own arbitrarily wherever you wanted. They were not there before. If it is natural, okay. If it is unnatural, well, you know what you've done. Making moles, removing moles, though, ever since 2000, I think in the classifieds of Mumbai Mirror or then Midday. How you can whiten the skin, how you can get rid of moles, put new moles, change the smile, change the teeth. All that you've been advertising. After all, Bollywood is no small industry. So wherever Bollywood be, all these clinics come up. Breast enhancing or reducing, don't know what it is. Lipo, Pippo, Hippo, Tippo, all of that. Botox, Botox. That's a thriving industry. Always has been. Point is, I suddenly realized that my teeth, which is on the lower jaw, only on the right side of the lower jaw. That is absolutely wonky, but it was never like that ever before. What is on the left side of my mouth, lower jaw, is what it used to be. How you managed to do this on me, I can't understand. At what point in time? Well, I've had photos of mine ever since. You don't see my teeth looking so strange. Changing the smile only. If my reading itself says that you have fucked around with, on purpose, made a person fat, that means when you have grabbed from me, your one lie, your one grabbing, your wanting to do supari on me is to cover up your initial lie. And that goes back to the 90s. So on that you have done more crime. And on the back of that crime you have done non-stop. You have involved how many people? 40% of the world population of today. So anyway, whatever it is, this is actually the background situation. I want the miscreants from the BJP, along with whoever has blessed them, given them the umbrella, anywhere in the world. This Shani who keeps moving his pot in front of me, he did it 3 times a couple of days ago. I couldn't mention it. I said again, maybe it is someone technologically playing around with whatever they fitted in my body. But he did it this morning also, before starting the session. So I'm just saying, whether it is natural and from spirit that I saw it, or it is you playing dirty tricks. Having read up on what it means connected with Shani and that pot, it is relevant. Your today's shitty deeds are your tomorrow's deprivation, poverty, destitution of the highest order. You are not somebody to decide somebody else's good or bad. If you can just deal with your own God-given birth without stealing, lying, cheating, which is the way you have only gotten ahead, that will be something. You understood? Otherwise, you are going to be at the receiving end of such an ass kicking that 10 kalpas should not be less, where you are under lock and key in Narakha. Did you understand? Any donkey watching my home via that CCTV camera, you dumb fucks, the most unholy shits. Tum gada ka gand hai, the pig shit ka from that ass. Plop, 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 plop. So anyway, Rooster EU JKA Rod. Why don't you do one thing? You're just spoiling your karma. You are ER. You are what? You are intelligence. So why don't you do one thing? Why don't you shake hands with CIA and any decent intelligence? Why don't you hire your forensics people who are put out on blacklist? What these guys have done, they don't belong to any country. They're basically worse than the underworld. They're steeped in crime. They got a different kind of a conscience. For them, money is God. They're warmongers. So why don't you get your friends who are trustworthy after you again figure out they are trustworthy, they are who they say they are, because cloning is the name of the game. Shapeshifting these guys have been doing from the, I say in the case of my father, it could be from 87, 89 itself. When it comes to Mr. JAYA.ADVANI, it comes to Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, the Bhaiban Sindhi boy, and then a Keralite or a Marathi boy who has fooled JAYA.ADVANI and has gotten trusted with some work thinking he's the Sindhi, but is not. So these games started way before. I don't even know who I got married to. Since they've been misbehaving the way they have been, and the boy has spoken about cross-pollination in that 5-month sham, is what my guru is saying. Then that means they were doing that as early as that, and Mr. Doval, who was the raw chief in those days, being, having the pulse in his hands, probably suggested the right thing. But now that is history. That is 2002. So only after ascertaining that you got the right people on your team, why don't you do my forensics the way they've shown you on Blacklist how it is done? You do the forensics of my DNA, gene pool, whatever it is. You have called me ready. I am not ready. I am not a South Indian. That is some version of my mom who was shapeshifted for my Amil Sindhi mother. So if you got a way of doing the forensics of my genealogy, my DNA, there is a way of figuring out what was edited where. The Americans know it. Why don't you real time do my DNA check? With the forensics to do an audit on my genealogy. Why don't you do it? No, don't spoil your karma foolishly. Chasing something else and somebody else has done the damage. You're chasing something that has done nothing to you, has been done wrong to from the very inception. The one you have let off the bloody fucking hook is shape-shifting as somebody else, still making the fucking moolah, screwing around with fuck knows who on the back of how many people's murder. Why you don't understand the concept? To do the real DNA rechecking, genealogy under my nose. You do the checking. Do it. It's good for you only. I want those useless shits to be caught. Once they are caught, with the spanner, find out properly. Then get the whole bloody nexus and find out how many people have been killed, unceremoniously sent off, replicated for, their assets also grabbed, and then their bloody positions leveraged. After 30 years again you will wake up and blame good people and say they did the stealing. No, they were dead. They were already murdered. They are waiting for 30 years down the line to see everything in poverty. You will have even the position to leverage it, to find the culprit. Or you'll be licking their boots. These guys are not to be trusted one bit. They know their game better than anything. I don't know which JKA, but I have never been to Europe till now. Till today I have not gone to Europe. But I'm okay with it. I don't mind. Except for Switzerland and Norway, I don't think there's any place, or maybe Austria also. Maybe those lights also, northern lights, which you can see from Norway. I don't think there's anything that much that I'm missing. Right? It's okay. So I don't know which door. Did he shut the door on me or did he open the door on me? That's also a big question to ask. Door is just a door, but was the door opened on me or was it shut off on me? EU roost door rake JA. If unfortunately or fortunately we've not been to Europe so far. My aunt used to go to Switzerland and send me postcards from there when I was still about 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. She and her husband used to in those days. But at that time, who cares? We only see a mountain. We're happy to see what's little written over there. We wonder why it's such a small note. You know the postcard? But we're not interested, we're not really impressed with the scenery. We don't even understand where it's coming from, nor do we care. We're happy to see the little writing, but we're wondering why it's so small. The chit is so small. Well, that's not how you spell it. this can be one thing. The JA and the RK you met in EU are actually from the suit background, not SUO, no SUIT, SOOT. Could be just about anybody's kids from anywhere in the world. I'm not against anyone's birth. That's not the point. I'm not against you at all. But you found my family name only to hide under and to do all this. The Kapoors are going to ask you this later on. You're going to be answerable from the spirit realm along with your whoever it is who runs the show. You people will be standing in front of the council in the lit realms with those who were given those original births, including my Advani family. How we expended our position, how we lived, and then how you just went everywhere and said, all this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. And then what you did with other people's reputations. While hiding out in their homes, pretending to be them. So it's not about where you come from that we're complaining about, it's what you have done. Hiding out at places that you infiltrated and the activities that you have indulged in. Whether it is haku, whether it is haki, whether it is hoti. People who say they have kind of done their bit to have a decent upgrade in their lives, one generation after the other, contributing to society in a positive manner, and being okay and loved in their individual or in that society, in their community. People in their community like them, are proud of what they have contributed, right? And this is going back to much earlier. You are to a late entry. You are born also in which year? 80s. Mostly you are born in the 80s. I am talking about these people who have worked before the partition, after the partition, God-fearing people who, okay, destiny supported, their own birth supported, and they did okay. I'm only talking about the Sindhis. I haven't even gone to the Kapoor Khandan. I haven't even gone there. Their auditing and whatever it is they come to know, that they will do directly with you. And they may not be as kind, or they may be kinder, I don't know. I have no idea. So it is not about where you were born naturally, and then it's about what you did with the rest of everybody whose places you have infiltrated. That's actually what I'm trying to address. And now I can address it because you got a brain, you got ears, you can hear. I got a mouth. I'm still an Advani who's left over, one of the few last ones left over. So we can question it, so you can understand, and I can also express and communicate. But this same repeat show is going to happen under very strict circumstances, where Shirdi Sai Baba as the Guru, or Dattatreya, who's representative of the Trinity for the Hindus, Shani's aspect, Yamma's aspect, all that is going to be alive. That is once we go to the afterlife. Well, you know what? Even if you are a Catholic, you know there's a day of judgment. If you are following the Islam religion, you know there is a Jannat and a Narak. How you get it also, you know that there is a council. So it is the same thing for everybody. You know that once those 14 realms, wherever we go and we are put into, they are just 14 realms and beyond, both ways. But it's like living in a housing society. Just because you live in a housing society, if there is a German living in the housing society, or there's somebody from the US who has come in, or there is an NRI, or there is a Malayali, or there is a Punjabi, or there is a Keralite, or there is a Bantwal, or there is a Sindhi, or there is a Maharashtrian, or there is a Bhojpuri, or there is a Calcutta person. The society, everyone coexists. No, same thing. If the same thing was a slum, you understand the realms. Purva Palm Beach society has all kinds of people living at it. What is the common thing that puts it together? It is within the gated society of Purva Palm Beach. Amenities for everybody. Some are here for a short while, as much as their karma allows them, then they will go away somewhere else. Those are the ones living on rent. Rest of them own. Some of them have something over here but are in a far better place. Realm. You understanding what I'm saying? So this is still larger explanation of things, but the 14 realms are very much like that, irrespective of which book we studied, which means whatever religion we in this birth are part of, for whatever the contract be. This is one thing. So actually it says either these guys help bring EU in a position of suit from SUIT to SOOT, or this is their background and then they did the same to them. Now they've gone for America and Russia. It's coming from this country only called India. But is it really the Indians? That still has to be questioned. The Indians and the Hindus have been most fooled so far. That I want them to just wisen up to. The fact that you've been fooled, let's hope you don't wake up and it is too late and there's nothing you can do about it. वो जो एंटी गॉड है उसका एक ही भगवान है, वो है पैसा, पावर, ग्रैबिंग, किसी का दोस्त नहीं है. Okay? Not your cause, not your religion, not your status in life, not your education, none of it. He only uses everybody irrespective of who you are, across anything that he can use. Even if he finds someone mentally deranged and useless, अगर उससे वो कुछ काम निकाल सकता है वो करके ही करेगा, फिर उसी को लात लगा के साइड कर देगा. ये उसका आदत है बहुत पहले से. Shameless. He, she, it, them, whoever they are. Is there any Jair or Jeru? Don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, you need to figure out what's what. Just in case there is a Jeru, because somehow there seems to be some connect with some Parsi community, except I have never hung around the Parsi community except in my school. And none of the girls I know who are Muslim Parsi, who were my friends in school, actually belong to any of this. There was one Vadia girl, not in my school, not in my class, in Varsha's class, 2 years behind me. Okay? And in our school, actually, everyone makes fun of everybody. So it is a very light atmosphere. What my reading is saying is not light at all. As in everything is going, yeah, Sindhi Papar, Parsi Baba, Mad Baba. That keeps happening in our Makapao. There's plenty that happens in school. Amongst the girls, huh? Not near the principal and the teachers and all. None of them. But just generally. Well, there are a bunch of giggly girls for most part of it. It's an all girls convent. So anyway, this is very serious stuff. I don't know anybody called Jeru or Jair. I haven't really hung around the Parsi crowd at all after I left school. Then my crowd became the Sindhi Punjabi crowd. In school, it was not the Sindhi crowd at all. It was a mix between the Catholics, Parsis, mm, little Punjabi, more the Banya crowd, Banya and yeah, Banya crowd and little Marwadi. But mostly, I would say Muslim also. Very cosmopolitan setup. Okay, and in college it was a Sindhi Punjabi kind of a group, mostly Sindhis and Punjabis only. Now, also in EU, there's something connected with the RAR files and Jammu Kashmir. So I don't know, Suit, Door, RAR, EU, JRU, JK. This has got to do with the deeds of those who were masquerading in Europe in those days with identity of probably Nickel. But that would be Nickel the Pickle. Another one could have my identity or Varsha's identity, but it's not the Advanis. I am the Advani, left behind. These guys are connected with OD. He promises India we're going to be $1 trillion economy. On the back of what kind of money? I want to understand. If there is an actual research done in Indian households, for how many people are gainfully employed doing what? Will that audit actually match up to what you are promising? And if we actually go into an audit of all the corporates, will we find criminals hiding over there after getting rid of the founders? Or will we actually find businesses that ran? No, tomorrow after 30 years, this shameless bugger will to be dead, but they will call those founders connected with all kinds of criminal negative activity and then call all their companies shell companies, including Bezos' company. This is what they are capable of. And by then it is too late. And anybody who knows what it is to run a business, and anybody who knows and understands you need to eat out of good karma, done good earnings, no blood money, no stolen wealth, will appreciate what I'm saying, irrespective of whether you live in India or you live abroad, whether you're the Indian or whether you're something else, whether you're the Hindu, you're the Muslim, or you're the Catholic. It makes no difference. I don't know if he has actually gone into some Parsi household which was of some standing, and over there also he took J&K issues into the Parsi household, Riodo entry, and he's from actually not from a background that he says he's from. So he is somebody, this couple, brother sister team. It's reminding me of Varsha and Nickel. After I've come back from QUT Australia, they're comparing their nose, the bulb that's on it, the nose is long, both of them. They call it the Advani nose, except that the third person who has the same freaking nose is Ankur Patodia. And that chap is wiry thin, brown skin. That guy, according to me, shapeshifted for SRK's one movie, which is in Goa, shot in Goa, and he's the doctor over there. Alia is the patient or is the one taking the counseling. Somebody who's that 5'7" and wiry thin, depending on how much he wants to puff up his body and what he wants to wear is the insoles and the height in the shoes he's wearing. He can go all the way to 5. He can go all the way to 5. From 5'7", he can go all the way to 5'9", I feel, without being found out or looking odd, even if it's a man. You go figure out how. And if he's a tall man and he wants to look short, then he becomes fat. That also you go and figure out how. I don't know if a Jeru would actually have Parsis are concerned with the J&K issue in any way. You find out about their business, whether they're interested. Who has got affected? The Tatas have got affected. Rear-door entry, for sure. I don't like to say it because they're iconic in India. We grew up only on, these kind of names, for all that they have, just got India to be on a global platform, to be proud of, giving it that better aura till the time India gets back on its feet, right? So I don't like actually taking these names, but then my reading has been saying it. 2 dreams you have given me, just the way I don't like taking RIL's names, but you've given me 3 dreams in that case, right? That's now old history. But what have you done on the back of it? Have you checked Isha for Isa and Anant for Anant? Because ultimately what happens, the founder gets put on a back foot. The spirit is watching everything, gets more disheartened, knows that that's the replica, and the spirit in its own form and birth would never do that to the father. What the duplicate does. This is one example. And how. So just by grabbing information from me is not good enough. Doing something about it, that who are the founders, who is their real family, it is very difficult for everybody. But I'm sure the father will appreciate, at least he comes to know the truth, and the miscreants get caught at their own game before the father himself gets destroyed. And the spirit of the real children are really crying simply because they would never do that to the father. But when the father is looking at what he's looking at, who is he looking at? How is he to figure out, no, this is not the original, it's a duplicate? But why is he behaving so badly? Goes back to Audrey and why she was disappointed. Or then any father who trusts, or any mother, my mother, they have played her E.T., where she's blaming me for things that, but I have not done anything. It's not me. Yes. 2021-22, you were playing that only in my bathroom. When my mom is crying and she's calling me the worstest. Except it wasn't my mom seeing me. I don't know which replica you could have sent to them. My father, who has trusted me blindly, because he's brought me up that way, suddenly says you are the most untrustworthy. When does he do this? Sometime in 2008 or 9. I feel like taking a knife and stabbing you. Suddenly like this. What happened to him? You have broken families. तुम घर में घुस के families को मारा है. सच में already तो किया है. 2000 पता नहीं 5 से पूरे फैमिलीज को तुमने डिसइंटीग्रेट किया है. ये रियर डो एंट्री लेके, दिस रियर डो एंट्री स्टाइल. एंड वेयर आर यू एक्चुअली फ्रॉम? Okay, now I don't know. There's something to do with the year also if you want to see it. I don't know if there is any Ruxi. or a rook. My father had a friend called Ruxi actually who used to visit. That's how I know the name, and that's why the name came out of my mouth. Now, who is that father also you need to find out. But since we have the name Ruxi, we'll go ahead with it. Is it something to do with lies, which is jhoot, not jhoot? Is that what it is? So Odido, jhoot, Ruxi, yeah. You figure out this is Riodo entry into the Parsi community. Then using that community, which for most part through my history to were above reproach. You don't even, you know they're good people. But Riodo entry, who has entered over there? If they've entered, what kind of people? If they are suit pretending to be, then well, an entire community is collapsing. Why, how, where, how to figure it out? This is the answer. Also, are we talking about Taj in any way? Are we talking about odor? Is odor, ODOUR? Come on, man. Frankly telling you, so plenty of foul play, if you can understand it. Mr. Whoever you are, this community of you who like putting the odor of piss, shit, vomit, they are the youngsters connected with this Marwari, Gujarati, Banya crowd or Marathi crowd. They are your children, your teenagers, and they get happy with this thing. When I was sitting at Purvankara to buy this house, when I had gone to what a bid, something of that sort had happened with me there also. When I went to their office at Alsur, when we walked into your lobby, where you got all the seating, whoever was doing the mopping on the floors there was a smell of urine on it. Maybe you didn't realize it, but I got it. This is very prevalent everywhere. And these guys actually get happy about it. Now you tell me, how can a nation build? And if we are being promised $1 trillion economy, but here to entry it is criminals entering every corporation, then how can that long term be successful for anybody? On the back of sure, you just look at this pot in Shani's hands. You only look at this pot in Shani's hands, which earlier was shaking. It says it is the balance of good and bad karma. He decides how he wants to dispense it for the future and in the future based on our deeds today. So we must remember, looking at that pot and looking at Shani, Saturn, that we should keep karma straight. That's what I read when I was trying to figure out what is that pot in his hands. If Varsha wants to be Shani by free will, but Shani in spirit thinks Varsha is doing bad karma, then between Varsha being schizophrenic And Shani being spirit who dispenses karma outcomes for what it is, Shani wins hands down from spirit. Barsha falls far behind, either on the back of foolishness, not understanding a situation properly, messing things further up by free will. Don't know. This is why I refuse by free will to do anything to anybody. We watch the show, are witness to it, observe it, but the judgment of what is okay, what is not, who gets what, I leave it for that council of judges not here on earth. They are not capable of dispensing to the extent that the spirit realm will do so. That is the only reason why we are the observer, the witness, and allow everything to pass. Because we want the full and final judgment against the wrongdoers. To such an extent that 10 kalpas, they are at Narak Patal for whatever they dared do, the manner in which they dared do. There is no better justice than that, and no other place better than the place where from spirit they are put away once and for all. Has to be. So Varsha, my suggestion to you, whether you are my sister, you're a duplicate, you're a triplicate, I couldn't care less. My suggestion is, if you are a shit from a shithole, a pretender and a shapeshifter and a clone yourself, there are 10 clones for my one sister. Cheap as bloody hell. Each one of you useless rats. Cheap as bloody hell. So even if it is my real sister, don't undo yourself by taking free will action, which will give you an ass kicking only and nobody else. Have that much common sense and be that wise. It's always good that who is qualified to do the job entirely from the place they're supposed to. In your desire to be extra smart, don't undo yourself only. Foolishly, if I can say so. So anyway, they did this with her also. Connected with that, some Ruxi putting some odor on her, but connected with OD's camp of nonsense, hiding behind Narendra Damodar Das Modi, shape-shifting in the BJP government. What is it? You have something to say? Why you need to hide in that fan and talk shit? What is it? Your ugly soul doesn't allow you to show your ugly face? Problem क्या है? छिपने का क्या है? आगे आके बात कर. Bloody useless rat. You're all fucking criminals. मूवी पे मूवी बना रहा है तमिलनाडु में. हमारा घर सुन के मूवी बना सकता है क्रिमिनल बन के. जो क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटी बॉम्बे में किया है, अब तू क्या चेन्नई लेके गया है? You're doing the same fuck of 1990s Bombay and Chennai and in Hyderabad. Real work, the others who should understand what the fuck you are all about. तो को पकड़ के मारना चाहिए. That the police has the ability to do. Army, they are definitely, even the constable is qualified to. As long as he's functioning with his own face, he's taken his uniform, got it on pure earnings, he is more qualified, he is more empowered to actually thrash you people, और वो करना चाहिए to every shapeshifter for any other role. SK noticed what OD was doing. Mostly it is the Raj. Find out if SRK ever. So Rajkumar, connected to the artificial intelligence, height is how much? 5'7", but he's not very thin. Is that who they're talking about? SRK is playing the role, and his screen name is Raj in how many movies? What all movies were they? What were those storylines all about? SK also, if he had Raj as his name, what were the roles he's played? Amir Khan also, if he has had the name Raj, what are the roles he has played? I think you better understand the storyline. All that has a message, one way or the other. Is Raj got to do with governance in India? That angle also has to be looked into. Now, I think this is telling you the truth. I think you better take cognizance of this. It's not a joke. ये जोक नहीं है. ये मेरी बहन नहीं है. इसने हम पे बहुत ऑर्डर लगाया है. She cannot be my sister. She's a shapeshifter for my sister. So don't call her Varsha. Don't insult my family relationships and people who are better than that crap just by cloning. Don't you dare mix it up. By the way, the anti-god gets ahead only breaking families and creating dissent within the families amongst people. He's got your brain trigger in his hands. The day he decides to trigger you, not one person will be able to handle the crowds, especially if they are in the tins. Triggered at Bombay, Chennai, West Bengal, Howrah, Powda, all that place. They cannot control themselves. Their brain signals are not theirs. Father to son, son to father, डॉटर टू फादर. कौन कभी क्या ट्रिगर होवे चाकू उठाने के लिए और बाजू के जो आदमी है उसको मारने के लिए, वो भी हो सकता है. इट्स नॉट अ जोक. ATS, आई एम नॉट जोकिंग. एंड आर्मीज अराउंड द वर्ल्ड, आई एम नॉट जोकिंग. Armies around the world, I am not joking. Now, what does this tell you? What was I telling you? SRK is shape-shifting in the Indian Parliament. Kabhi Jai Shankar bane. Also, SRK recruits whoever he is recruited to shape-shift for him in his manat, wherever it is. How many of them are from Korea, China, Vaina? How many are homegrown Indians? You know his role? Are you sure it's a good one? I was told SRK to the darkest of the darkest. Starting with his marriage to Gauri, rear to entry into the Indian army. Then his interaction with Preeti Zinta. Tata goodbye. और जो जिंटा इसने बनाया है, पहले एक टाइम पे वो वर्षा हमारे घर में शायद थी 1996. फिर गई है पिगी चॉप्स के साथ अमेरिका. कब गई है? फिर उसका एक्सपोजर अमेरिका में क्या क्या था वो होवे अनस्क्रूइंग ऑफ योर हॉलीवुड्स इल्यूमिनाटी स्टार्स वार्स जो कोई भी है एंटरटेनमेंट के लोग एज अर्ली एज 2006. फिर शादी करे 2015. ये जो चर्निंग जो निखिल ने बात किया है 2007 के अंदर, जब वो अजिता बच्चन की बेटी जो है CCI क्लब पे, ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट हर एंड ही इज ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट चर्निंग. वी थिंक चर्निंग ऑफ फाइनेंसेस बिकॉज ही इज बिन वर्किंग इन अ बैंक, बट हिज साइन अप अमाउंट a few years earlier, discussed very proudly by his father, is a couple of crores in the banking industry when one bank is going to absorb you to another bank. You find out if this happens, and if it doesn't happen, then what was it? Why am I hearing Miss Nirmala Sitharaman's voice in my home? Finance Minister, connected with the BJP and Modi's government, where there are plenty of shapeshifters. Don't tell me your arm also is SRK and Raj. Straight out of the movies. That's why he picks up Smriti Irani. Sass bhi kabhi bahu thi to become education minister. How come nobody in this country actually questioned it? काला का लूटा बैंगन लूटा वही तो नहीं है. That is Varsha's way of talking suddenly. What? Clash my ass 3 times in the grass after my coming back from QUT to Forge as well. But these are not talks ever happened in my home ever before. So who was that who was doing all that talk? And watching movies like Cruel Intentions, Girl Interrupted, all rubbish. So you tell me now, what is this? He's been called out in the 90s as the ISI agent. After that, what? He and his other Khans. It could be true, it may not be true. That was somebody's opinion. But after that, journalism only changed. Completely washed out. कि जो ओल्ड जर्नलिस्ट है वो बोलता है ना, आई थिंक आई फ्रीलांस, आई जस्ट गिव इट अप, कहीं और जाते हैं, कुछ और करते हैं. Now we not enjoying the job. Something is not okay. The new crowd is like shucks. Can't pujofy with them. Tony Fernandez पता नहीं क्या है, पर वो journalist नहीं था. He was part of the marketing part of it. If we're talking about the same guy, are we talking about the same guy or are we talking about somebody else who's also a Tony Fernandez but working in another corporate? Shopper Stop? Landmark? How are we to account for it? We don't know those people. Yet they are very relevant and very, very important because their name keeps coming up. But if it comes to Rupa, and it comes to Jaya, and it comes to Prakash or PD, then obviously it is Times of India. हाँ, वहाँ पे उमेश भी था. उमेश सावंत and Meena, his wife. So anyway, this is giving you the full picture. OD order ER, SRK seat Raj. Who wants to answer for this? Bombay to LA, LA to Bombay, West Bengal to the UAE. Anti-God rises from the Middle East. Rises, which means he is actually from the suit. SOOT. तो वो लेबर क्लास नहीं पसंद है, लेकिन वहीं से आता है. एंड इफ नॉट लेबर क्लास, लेकिन वो पॉवर्टी में पैदा हुआ है. ही हैज़ क्लाइम्ड द रंक्स फ्रॉम एब्सोल्यूट रॉक बॉटम. एंड नो, ही इज़ नॉट रॉकी फर्नांडिस. द रॉकी फर्नांडिस एंगल इज हिज प्लेस वॉज misused, getting rid of the original or then plugging the original with egos of high level criminals, making him do things that he would not normally do. But there is a good chance that the original was removed and a replica was put in his place to take advantage of whatever resources he was connected to in ways that the original would not ever misuse, no matter what, is my guess, my take on it. Okay? What did I tell you about the anti-God? वो एक पागल को भी देखेगा जिसका थोड़ा यूज़ है, उसको यूज़ करेगा, even if that is a deranged being, or a person who suffers from bipolarism, depression, in the case of one of the shapeshifters. What the world will have something to say about it, keeping a guilty conscience in mind. The anti-God sees an opportunity of exploiting the situation whichever way he can. So if he sees a depressed case, or a bipolar case, or a depressive maniac case, how to trigger that naturally to get his work done, he will use that also. And that's where some of your mindless murders and replication could have also happened. Okay? In some cases, either it's a financial need or it is a head issue naturally. It just needs to be triggered a little. Interesting. SRK JKA rest. Important to read, but still need to understand it. Very important. OD, order, ER. Rest, SRK, JKA. Here we have though, very important. Maybe it is a DO also. Odor, deo. So when we use the deodorant in that, you are mixing the smell of shit, vomit, piss. You have not left my lower jaw on the right side of my mouth. You want my own leftover family members not to believe that I am the original 1973 जया आडवाणी. तुमको बड़ा मज़ा आता है ना कचरे के डब्बे के अर्चिन को उठा के ITP भेजो, इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट से सुलभा, फेमिना, फिल्म फेयर, एल, मिलान, वहाँ पे चलवा. He gets very happy. The Ankur Patodia style and the SL style. Going back to 1996, Ankur, you're alive? Another piece of shit, ugly ogre. RK, तेरा partner in crime, when you have pretended to be Nikhil Advani, my cousin, who would never do such undignified acts and get happy about it. After all, it's a question of my grandfather. It's a question, my grandfather was a very noble man. Noble people get insulted doing ignoble acts. It's not about the money we make or don't make. We axe ourselves by ignoble acts. ACTS. And that axes us which we don't want. So earning money at any cost, anyway, or then troubling people is actually axing ourselves, and it is worse than not making money. Is what we understand. Yet people like you get happy when you are axing people with the most horrible acts and acts. That brother-sister team. One shape-shifting for Shalina, the other one shape-shifting for Nikhil. One worse than the other. Other one Ravi, ka duplicate. एक को पकड़ो, स्पैनर लेके मुंह खुलवाओ, पूरा नेक्सस का लिस्ट निकले. That's if OD allows you. Holier than thou. Don't keep doing papa. Don't do that. And don't do pa all the time in my home. I'll tell you one thing about Mr. Kani Advani and Mr. Kanayalal Hukumatrai Advani, Mr. Hukumatrai Advani's son. I don't think he's capable of all those deeds. Otherwise, I should have been a prime stealer criminal. No. After all, my upbringing comes from the very nascent stage. Then they cannot be, I don't know, you do your due diligence. I say you should get not the ER together, very key people. You should do my audit of DNA genealogy under your nose. There is many a slip between the cup and lip. Communication to not even Mr. Maria, a celebrated ATS officer, on his own, into his own control room, there was so much confusion over there. So we're living in very different times. If you see the movie God, to see Great Hope, SK, showing you how he can mess around with SMSs as early as 2006. Over there, the God was played by Mr. Bachchan. But was that the real Mr. Bachchan? Or had they got Oro into my home, an elderly gentleman, and brought in young little Oro, or elderly gentleman stood in for that who is Ajita Bachchan's, or Ajita Bachchan's daughter's friend, churning people through, laughing about it at Cricket Club of India. Who's that person? JAYA.ADVANI. It's a dinner. He and his newly wedded wife, within 2 years, have been invited to dinner at All Rounder. The churning is churning rich man to not so rich person's home, or completely different from the setup he's used to, but earned by him. No, honestly. Now you are going to play Shani by free will and create problems for the rest of their family members, including my family. My family may not be a Bachchan's family, but my family is good for ourselves. So my dad you took where then? Where did he end up? That you went on a rampage, calling my mother a cleaner, calling Kiran uncle, who's worth 250 crores, 2.5 billion only in his own right. Basic. You called him a cleaner. My mom is saying you have stolen her FD. Where's all this bloody yeast coming from? What gave you that upper hand to insult my family? The manner in which you got people off the streets to do. What was your weapon? Obviously it was churning from good homes, taking them. God knows who you must have left. There is a man in my sleep I have seen, a fluffy version of my father, fair. They have told him to get off the car in a place which seems to be from Railroad, Sivri, Sion, that toll naka, all the way to your Iran. That is the same route you go to Goa, Spain. It is the same route you go to Lonavala to Pune. That entire road, harbour line to Thana, has the miscreants who have done all the heist from that place only. And now that shit has spread itself around the world, and one of the stops was first Delhi. अब वही रूट ऑफ शिट गया है तमिलनाडु और आंध्र प्रदेश. ग्रीड है, गया है रशिया और गया है अमेरिका भी. वही बदबू, वही गंदगी. वेल मिस्टर SM के लिए हमको मिला है कि उसको एक्सचेंज कर दिया. दैट्स व्हाट द पेंडुलम वाज सेइंग. यही लोग वही तरीकों को इस्तेमाल करके okay, so whatever, Odo, either it is Oda, Dio, Rest, SRK, JKA, or the ST version who has shape-shifted for SRK is the reason for the Oda added pheromone. What is it called? A pheromone. Fucking around all the time, even on my IP address. We're calling for vegetables, you're putting fungus in it. My delivery is happening 2 days afterwards. My stuff is coming to me, hey, you'll get rich. The constable is more empowered to तुमको एक चांटा लगा के हथकड़ी लगाए. If he is able to call the forensics and check the PM and the PM's shapeshifters. फिर वहां पे बहरूपिया छिप रहा है, बहरूपिया है. He dares to steal from the PM's position. How can any Indian, honorable Indian, actually support it? चाबुक लेके उसको पकड़ो. He thinks he will get away on the back of Chris Spring. और कोई उसको उठाएगा नहीं. ये पाकिस्तानी है तो तू क्या करेगा? ISI का उठाया हुआ ST है तो क्या करेगा? Allow him to be the PM. Are you okay? Do not support them. I am telling you in basic words, you will rue the day and you will cry. ये वो आदमी राजकुमार है और लड़का जो हमारे घर में काम करे. Even they have fallen out because one was allowed to, because of his ability with artificial intelligence, go to LA. राजकुमार. और जो लड़का है उसको यहाँ पे अभी भी वो नौकर बन के काम कर रहा है PM के पीछे घूम घूम के. जब किसी को कोई उसको बुलाता है आओ थोड़ा काम करने के लिए, तो द टॉल गाय गोज चेसिंग, पीछे पीछे चल चल के. उसका भाई जो है ब्रदर, उसको LA भेज दिया है. तो इन दी ST SC OB कैटेगरी ऑल्सो, जो गरीब भी है, सम ऑफ देम, आइदर उनका फ़ायदा उठा दिया है, उनको ऑफ कर दिया है, फिर नेसेयर्स डुप्लीकेट फेस लेके आके पूरे कम्युनिटी के ऊपर नीचे किया है. वहाँ पे भी इसने डिवीज़न किया है. बिकॉज हिज वे इज़ नाइफ एंड फॉर्क लेके हर चीज़ को, यू सीन चिकन व्हेन इट हैज़ थ्रेड्स इन इट, one thread he divides it in the chicken. That's the only way he stays ahead of the game and outside of the chessboard. Pulling and puppeteering he does. So whether it is the Muslim community, them fighting with each other, whether it is this ST SC OB community also, them also now not being able to trust each other. Amongst them they've got some poverty people who have been badly done to, but it is from the same group. Then brothers also dividing it this way. एक को ऐसे करो, दूसरे को वैसे करो. वहाँ पे भी अनबंदी होना ही चाहिए. Nobody knows whether they are coming or going. उसके ऊपर ये आगे निकले. You understand? Now he is very close to the finish game. Whether it is Russia, whether it is America, and after that they are coming with spokes for India. Neither the OB is his friend, nor is the business person his friend, nor is the literati his friend, nor is the NGO his friend, nor is the police his friend, nor is the culprit या criminal his friend. इसका एक ही दोस्त है, वो है पैसा. Absolutely grabbing control. When he has gone to America, Illuminati में बैठा है सोफा पे. किसके साथ बैठा हुआ था, कौन सा साल था? He is sitting with Lady Gaga. काला सोफ. It's a dark environment. You see Lady Gaga, so sweet she is looking compared to how she looks otherwise for her videos. But look how she is sitting. This short little brown shit is sitting like a little brown line. Lady Gaga is looking like she is one of those teenagers whose breasts are growing. So you know she is little into herself. Her shoulders are hunched, her chest is inside. Ekdam like she is going into herself. She is cowering within herself. And she is going into the sofa. Don't know why he did that to her. Is that her natural temperament, her natural body language, or did he do that to her on purpose? You know, Hollywood and that entertainment industry of America, they do lots of drugs. It's just part of their lifestyle. They drink, smoke, they sleep also if they want to. So they are most vulnerable for a nice quick jab. And then after that, brain control. My question is, Katy Perry नहीं थी Lady Gaga. Which version went to meet her? Then Riordan entry into the Illuminati when we've seen Oprah Winfrey. One black eye, eyeball out. Only one eyeball available. The rest of it all gone. Behind her, though, an entire montage of I don't know how many celebrities and how many entertainment people, all rich people. Did you go on a massive rampage, getting rid of all of them, and what did you put in their place? After all, this latest movie of Murder Mystery 1 and 2, you must watch it. Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler looks like he's Ravi hiding in there, and Jennifer Aniston looks like one version of JAYA.ADVANI. But the one who will insult you, stab you in the back, and then skip town without letting you know. Who is she really and who is he really? Are they connected with Vatsala Bai, the one who stole my chain? Gold, 22 carat gold. From my neck when I was sleeping, when she was working as the Bai in my home. When I was in the 6th, 7th standard, maybe, it was my grandmother's chain. From her jewelry box given to me by my father. So is it that has gone now worldwide with the help of OD? Deciding what other people's bad karma is your position. And the way you exercise it is this manner. Okay, you got a problem with me, my parents were bad, but then what about the rest of them around the world? What about the homegrown Indians? What have they done to you? Gave you a job on a pay according to the industry standards. Hey, don't play bloody fucking sounds under my body, you piece of shit. Don't fuck around. Come on, you need to fuck off. Stealing makes you more disempowered. The constable who earns a lesser salary but has his own original face and wears his own uniform proudly is far more empowered than you piece of stealing shit. You understood? तुम्हारा कोई औकात है ही नहीं. पैसा इज जस्ट पैसा यहाँ और अभी के लिए. इसके बाद कहाँ तो छुपेगा. लेकिन कॉन्स्टेबल सही जगह जाएगा इन दी अपर रेल्म्स. वो भी तुम्हारा जो है काउंसिल के सामने वो भी विटनेस बनेगा. और उसका एक विटनेस बनना ही तुमको अंदर 100 कल्पा 200 कल्पा तो नहीं होगा. व्हेन एवरीवन गिव्स देयर लिटिल बिट नर्क पे. तो ऑल ऑफ देम आर गोइंग टू एक्चुअली बी द विटनेस ऑफ व्हाई यू नीड टू गेट द आउटकम्स यू गेट. तेरा ये जो तुम्हारा जो चोरी का पैसा है और तेरे घटिया कर्म जो है वो तुमको कहाँ पे बचाएगा आगे जाके. तो हु इज मोर एम्पावर्ड? Maybe she's trying to say who's responsible cheaply for whatever is happening in the deodorant of mine to leave some smell on me is got to do with this ST version working for SRK. He's the one who is breaking into the IP address. He is the one who's ensuring the goods first go to him or he makes a call to one of his companions. Most of my stuff comes from Bezos' company. वहाँ पे RK वर्ल्ड है तो RK वर्ल्ड से हमारे ब्यूटी प्रोडक्ट्स आता है. What's the coincidence? RK world is registered on Bezos' company. So before it leaves the shop only, RK world with his world of stealers, grabbers, cheaters, including hiding out at the Indian Parliament. Miss Nirmala Sitharaman is your friend. That is nation building. So the order in the DO of mine is done by the ST version, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe version of shapeshifter for the real SRK. Was he hand in glove with somebody who is shapeshifted for JKA also? Very possible. I am JKA. My looks were spoilt. Genes edited, getting rid of JAYA.ADVANI's genes from me or whatever it is they wanted to cut off. Placed on that who's the shapeshifter looking far better than me, who has gone to Europe, been very charming, but on the back of it, she and her entire network, including the shapeshifter for Nikhil Advani, and in later years RK2. That's how they destroyed America also. They finished with your Europe Union. They're right now doing far worse damage with America and Russia. Better wake up to what I'm telling you, because that's what's happening. You realize where things went haywire in Europe? There are old grannies who've been stolen from in Europe. You know that? They're doing far worse in America and in Russia. Contributing to this is a shapeshifter for me. I am the real JKA. I don't look very great. They have spoiled some of my features. They've put some part of my ear in also. I've also become fat, so the ears don't stick out so much. I believe the left lower portion of my jaw, they messed around with the teeth. Right side. They messed around with the right side of my lower jaw. My left side of my lower jaw are what the right and the left used to be. They haven't messed around with all the teeth on the top, but my front teeth, they did chisel off some portion of, there's a little chip on my front tooth, which they did, and that could have happened when they were messing around with the right side of the lower jaw. They've also added moles on my body which were not there before. So even I used to wonder, oh, how did this come up? Oh, how did that come up? But it came up. Okay? If that is a natural way of doing things, maybe. If not, then you know where it comes from. All this is history before I went to New Zealand also. Or was it after I even got back and stayed at Sumantas? Unfortunately, in Sumantas, my doors don't lock. It's very easily breakable on the 14th floor. If on the 18th floor they've done all of this, then Sumantas was a piece of cake compared to these. What to do? They're a crazy lot. They got much that they need to cover evidence for. That's what makes them that crazy. Sumantas I stayed 2015 half, 16, 17 and half of 18. When he has plugged my ears, he has not done it at Sumantas. The OB has done this at Forge as well. Before my coming to Bangalore, before May 2019, at my father's room, at number Forge as well, under the guidance of OD or SRK, or the OB is shape-shifting for OD, whose height is equivalent to SRK, SK Films, giving the original Salman Khan trigeminal neuralgia, where it takes him 1 hour to eat the omelette, but he can do film upon film. 2010, don't play stupid sounds from under my body. I'm just warning this lot of you, the day you move into the realm, it's going to bust you so badly. The worst slums on earth, and the worstest slums on earth is a king's paradise. Now compared to where you will have to live, wherever you are put, whatever be the situation you are put in, alive you will be, with or without form is anybody's guess. No, I don't care. Tum BJP ho, tum koi bhi ho, anywhere in the world, universe, does not matter. What I am saying, the booking of you is going to happen, the killing of you, the killing of all the bad within you is going to happen the way I am establishing it. There is no other way. Doesn't matter, tum koi bhi ho. You be whoever you want to be. Karam is karam, your deeds are your deeds. Uska outcome tumko uthana hi hai. This is what decides it. This and that. And I will not be doing by free will. It is not even my free will that I am talking this way. To communicate, it came from here. To take action on it, being a mediocre. Don't know if I'm a disciple or what, but being a mediocre follower of Shirdi Sai Baba, it took me 1.5 years to open my mouth afterwards. The process of wanting to open my mouth started end, or being told to, was in 2015 end. But my ability to started only in 2000, I don't know, 16 end, after Lakshmi Mata raised her eyebrow twice, thrice. The Diwali of 2016, I think, or maybe 17, I don't even remember. Only on that part. While there were some giggly shits, finding my bedroom very funny where the Lakshmi Puja was being done, because I was going to do Lakshmi Puja as well as Vishnu's Puja, the Vishnu Sahasranam, and something else also connected with Vishnu first time for 2 years, because that is what I was being directed to do. So I did it. It's never happened in the past. But you thought you were cleverer than that? You were watching my house and laughing, giggling? That you are useless, crappy nonsense. He is messing around with the washing powder. And listen, hey, asshole. For every penny spent which was honestly earned by my father, not like your stolen wealth, the karma upon you for spoiling those products where I spent hard earned business money of my father, earned in the 70s, still taking care of me today. When you spoil the products that I'm spending hard earned money on, Shani is booking you for Nark. With the worstest outcomes you can't even start to imagine. You, your ISIS, your connects and rebels and Maoist militants, they are no match now for what you people have to go through. Alive in spirit, but in a shithole. Not put on you by me or my communication. Communication insisted by Shirdi Sai Baba, but by dint of your own earnings. In a place where by free will तो कुछ होता ही नहीं है. जो कुछ भी होता है स्पिरिट वर्ल्ड से होता है. जैसे कमाई, ये उठाया हुआ है वही डिसाइड करता है आगे जाके गुड नहीं तो बैड रिवॉर्ड, जैसे तुमने कमाई किया है. यस राजकुमार, or whoever it is who's shape-shifting in SRK's camp, there are 10 NIA supposed to be connected with shape-shifting at SRK's camp with 1 ED for Suhan ka Suhag. Where did they come from? NIA is the National Investigative Agency of India that gets its orders from Modi, sitting in the Indian Parliament. 12, 13, 14 shapeshifters for one Narendra Damodar Das Modi, who was put into a Nidra state ages ago. So these are the miscreants. Except that I am here, so this has to be a clone for me, not me itself. Maybe this is an EA. I am the original JAYA.ADVANI, Jaya Kanyalal Advani, by birth. Kani Advani's daughter and Hukumat Advani's granddaughter, much to the chagrin of those who thought they got rid of me, but I'm still here. For whatever reason. My sister, I'm not sure. I hope she's well. I hope she's alive. If she's not, I won't be surprised, because I think it is her position that you Riodo entered at least into the Advani household at some point in time. That's what I feel. I know one thing, I don't think my real sister would be of this quality. Real Nikhil Advani, I don't think he would be of this quality. Their shapeshifters would be of this quality. The one who has initially shapeshifted for Nikhil Advani and Varsha Advani, that woman could have very well shapeshifted for JAYA.ADVANI. Wherever you are showing my nose as the long nose, like what we have on May Musk, who's gone to Siddhi Vinayak by Farvid Fernandez, Jacqueline Fernandez. that nose is a giveaway. It is that same girl who has shapeshifted for Jaya and Varsha, connected with RK. Miss Madhav E. Reddy. From Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. Where are you from? You are, according to me, one component. At least your nose is a giveaway of who you are. Your real looks are very different from what you shapeshift as. So is your background. You were trying to throw weight around the way you were at Fort Jaswell. From an unknown place. Through our domestic help. And you don't decide my domestic help, even if you bring in your friends from the streets at Bombay on Marine Lines and think you're calling the shots, cutting into my mobile telephony and sending others over here. You don't call the shots because you are not me. I am JAYA.ADVANI by birth. You shapeshift a lot. RK is a stand-in for Nikhil Advani, your partner in crime. It is your punch that could have given Nikhil Advani, the real Nikhil Advani, Ramesh Advani, a nervous breakdown, presenting yourself as people on the inside, but are not from the inside, are from the outside. Your friend and you were hanging around when I went to do the khata transfer after I've come back from Bombay. Then got into an accident called Cyrus Mistry, except that's a shapeshifter. He's only one guy. Cyrus Mistry has how many people who changed there and churned their way through his position. He's a Parsi. Maybe his uncle is no connected to Taj. Wo bane Tata. How Jeru comes in, Jer comes in, I have no idea. But that's one bunch. Or Uksi, we have no idea. But you would know. You would definitely know. एक को पकड़ो and don't expect anything to happen from this ground. It's not going to happen. So good if you people are resigning from your jobs from America, please put your forces together with all your skills, catch 2 of them. They are the terrorists. Same group that did the Twin Towers, did Bombay's 4 places, 2008. That's who is running the show in a different manner. So catch a couple of them. You know what you have to do. Get the list out of them. Elon has gone on record any which way saying that we are very close to the Third World War. The Third World War, you illiterate, started when people in our families were being murdered, replicated, corporates were being stolen from, the criminals were coming in rear door entry, getting rid of the founders. The Third World War had started in 2006 or 7 itself. Now we're looking for it to end. Catch the bloody anti-God. Okay, this is the history and this is the reason why you don't believe I am JAYA.ADVANI, which I don't look that great. I don't mind. Then we eat with our hands like this. That is the neural network. But anyway, I don't care. I say I enjoy my food. So what if I'm eating with my fingers? I probably wouldn't do it that way prior to 2008. I couldn't even eat spicy food at all. But now I can eat and I'm happy to. I keep blowing my nose. This way. I mean, it's non-stop. Literally non-stop. Okay? Non-stop. And all the time they're taking out phlegm from my body. Full night goes taking out this bloody phlegm. Because they are putting fungus in the vegetables. And when we are giving the order, they are cutting into it, taking it somewhere else, then fucking around with it, sending the order, otherwise comes the very next day. ये भेजता है कब? 2 दिन बाद. Along the way क्या कर रहा है? Cutting calls. Horsey bloody voice in the middle. Yes, we don't like dirty smell, so even we lose our temper, we become more temperamental, kind of, and we also become little more cranky. Because I can't stand dirt. So फिर पता नहीं, from somewhere lift one arm and the shit smell comes out. I say fuck. I just showered and come. सुसु करूँ तो सुसु जो है यहाँ पे बैठे, सुसु का smell suddenly आवे because I've gone to do susu and come back. I don't know what he sits and vaporizes. One sit on that seat, one little piss, and then whole day we are feeling susu smell. It's not that we're imagining it. He has a way of making atoms and molecules jump onto your body, and then vaporizing it from the fucking window, and the whole house is smelling lousy. No matter what. Now my house looks like it should be smelling lousy. Come on. And we have stopped hiring any maid in our home. But the bastard keeps bloody fucking all the time, insulting. Motherfucker doesn't seem to understand. Yeah, bloody bastard. With real, honest earned money. Fuck you. 9,600,000 rupees of my father's hard-earned money was spent to buy this 2 BHK apartments. Not your grandpa's bloody shit. My father's hard-earned money. Still you insulting me because you steal in billions. What makes you an authority of any kind? I feel like smashing you, but I will not. I just want God to kick your ass. And how? Once you get an ass kick into that shithole called hell, from there you will never ever come out. And don't ever change my photos the way you dared to do so. Hands are bloody brown, face you painted white. What kind of a delinquent are you? What kind of an idiot are you? Yes, now I don't look like this anymore. He's just changed my looks around. Gone and screwed around with the right side, lower jaw. I look like a bloody hag now. And then taken a nice face and gone and put it on the duplicate while she's screwing every country over. What nonsense is this? And then the bloody piece of shit. Why are that bloody fucking recording on the shutter drive what he is doing? Maid is working in my home. Bastard is insulting via the shutter drive. Changing who's the owner and who's JAYA.ADVANI. मातर चोत, तू बॉडी से तो निकलो. लुंडी जो है एकदम स्क्वीज करके, आत्मिक रूप से तुम्हारा वो गोटी जो है यम माँ के हाथ में पड़े और यमदूत तुमको मारते जाए और नरक के अंदर. You understood? Steer our order, steer our JK. This is what they are taking my identity and fucking it out. Based on order. Now I am so inconsequential actually. But what about the Tatas? Taj ka OC goes to the waiter and the bearer's end. How can the Indian government give an answer? Whether you are actually fit for governance or 53%, 52% is actually hardened criminals, nothing about Congress giving them charge sheets or putting them behind bars. Those were the originals. It could have happened. But knocking everybody off and bringing in hardened criminals is what has happened. Rear to entry. All these years. Promise you. ये कुछ ये चार्ज शीट इनके अगेंस्ट एक 1 day 5 days behind the bars, the originals would have had in the freedom fight. But those who replaced them are hardened criminals. It is not what you think it is. They are actually hardened criminals with great ability for lots of damage. That's the kind of crowd he has allowed in and replaced some very key people with. हमको रिप्लेस किया है ना. And then he dares to talk about घेराव. क्या घेराव? Now you will know that it is a sour odor. It's not a nice one. हमको टेर करने का कोशिश करेगा, हम हमारा लोका जाने दे, फिर दिखाता है उसका बाद. So what do they do? अब उसने कुछ जेल लगा दिया है, जेल के अंदर जेल लगा दिया है, उसने 3 स्मेल्स आते हैं. एंड इडियट गेट्स रियली हैप्पी. कीबोर्ड उसके हाथ में, विच स्मेल यू वांट, एंड इडियट मोबाइल टेलीफोनी से ये कुत्ता करता है. कैन यू इमेजिन? गेट्स हैप्पी लुकिंग एट द मोबाइल. दिस इज 2015, 16, 17 टाइम, 18, 19. Looking at the fucking mobile and seeing, gets happy. Is there to what? Smell the body based on EEE. So there is a component. You remember when I was 5 years old, when I used to go to Lonavala, एक happy t-shirt होता था और एक t-shirt होता था, you rub it and a scent comes out of it. Old technology. That was in the 70s. Now this crowd got their hands on something, mix it in the gel with all the dirty smells. Over there, those who were doing business used to fragrance the place up with good scent because they are good atmas. ये तो है घटिया आत्मा. तो घटिया आत्मा जब घटिया आत्मा घटियापन करे तो स्मेल अलग होगा ना. टेक्नोलॉजी इसने ग्रैब किया है, चोरी किया है, लेकिन स्मेल क्या निकालेगा? बदबू फैलाने के लिए. इज गॉट अ स्पेशल मिडास टच. एनीबडी हु इज वेरी रिच, ये जाके वहाँ पे टच करे, एवरीथिंग गायब हो जाएगा. 24 कैरेट गोल्ड विल सडनली प्लैटिनम, कोहिनूर डायमंड विल बिकम इक्वलेंट टू स्टोन एंड आई डोंट नो कीचड़. इज गॉट स्पेशल मिडास टच. यही तुमको बोला है बहुत पहले से. इट्स इन योर एनर्जी पहले ही से. So when he decides to do tuck on the keyboard, connected with something in my body and something placed in that gel, in my body and on my body, जादू निकलता है. It's like as if the out is going off of a different kind. Shit का smell 4 टाइम आज निकाला है कि नहीं निकाला है? या pig. Nothing great about you. Nothing great about you. Nothing great about you. Nothing great about you. 1 पैसा you eat of stolen wealth, तो भिखारी से भी वर्ष औकात की है. Understood? और बड़ा हाथ मारे और वही खा के खुश रही है और हमारे ऊपर नीचे कर रही है, तो ना भिखारी बड़ी भिखारी से भी वर्ष है. अंडरस्टूड? औकात जो है कीचड़ बराबर. सच बोलूं तो गंदी है, गंदी. ई सावर ओडर जेके टेर. टेर के इसको हमको टीयर्स करना है. नो, वी आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन योर नॉनसेंस. और हमको टीयर्स, हमारी माँ के नॉन स्टॉप टीयर्स निकलता था, राइट? Not that she was actually crying from her heart. You had to see her unhappy so you as an ugly soul could feel happy, right? But she's gone away to the spirit realm. She's no more in the body. क्या कर रही है वहाँ पे? She's able to communicate with me over here. She's relatively free. लेकिन तेरा क्या होगा कालिया जब तू यहाँ से निकलेगा? Temporarily she took some stuff on her body, but then she had to leave the body and she went. Yet she's directing things in spite of the tears you put on her forcefully. She's my mother, JKAK माँ को. But she's still directing the show from somewhere, from spirit, her ET. Her recorded conscience, what is it? But that is so limited to her this one birth. She's an unlimited Atma. Her limited form of an Audrey had what to say? She was very disappointed before leaving her body. But once she went to spirit, what is she? Unlimited of every birth and the entire contract. The entire reasoning for it. Is she still as disappointed with a particular situation in those days which did disappoint her, but is she still disappointed? Or having seen the larger picture and having gone to a form that is much more expanded than her one birth, is she in an okay place? Let's ask her. I don't mind. Let's not answer for her. Let's ask her directly. Yeah, we need to actually go and see. There's no Y, there's Audrey. No. Audre. Audrey's tears. I don't like to actually talk about people who have passed on already. But I don't look like a foreigner, I look like an Indian. And not a great looking Indian. On the whole, it's a strange combination. But I got a mind that doesn't quite fit into the Indian environment from childhood. I don't know. I love the Indians, the honest, decent, straightforward guys. I think they're really nice. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come back here each time I went away to educate myself somewhere or the other. So I'm genuinely fond of them because I always thought I am the Indian, right? It's very sad actually if you think about the confusion. If Cat wants to be Audrey's baby, she's more than welcome to. I don't care. Let her be. Eating my head up all the time. But I'm not going to spare the one who's done anything behind my back, huh? I'm just warning that, whatever it is. Today, though, anybody can become Cat. What's the big deal? But the original is the original. And if she's not the original and there's somebody else who's shapeshifting for her connected with RK, getting rid of the original, because it is Cat who has gone to the island with the real Kapoor. The real Kapoor came back, but which version of Cat came back? Then the real Kapoor was done away with, and that who at some point in time shapeshifted for my own cousin went on to become RK. Then his father got cancer, the real Rishi Kapoor. But if you see them sitting on a panel, all the hand language signs start, where in the crowd, their crowd of Nexus, whether masquerading as the journalists or then the journalist will cover the event, it will go out and be published. Their community worldwide will see the hand language, so he's covering his nose with it. That is a smell आ रहा है, odor आ रहा है इससे, लेकिन वो असली ऋषि कपूर बने. ये यही करते रहते हैं. They go shamelessly, everything they take, it is theirs. जो ओरिजिनल है, जिस वो कोई भी होवे, उसको इंसल्ट करके दुनिया के सामने उसको परेड करना. आदमी well, health is good or not good, these people don't care. They got a different agenda, they got a different mindset set. They are picked up from SOOT, SOOT. Why don't you understand it? Before they were born, before they were conceived, their life was already planned. The day they were conceived, they were produced on earth. शायद उनका चिपिंग होवे द 80s 90s एंड बियॉन्ड बॉर्न, तो उनका जो सिग्नल्स है कोई और शायद चलाता है, या उनका ट्रेनिंग इतना हैवी है, नॉट लाइक दैट, यू नो, इट्स जस्ट अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ अ ट्रेनिंग. Are you with me? Tell me one thing, यहाँ पे जो KAT and AUDRE, you're saying that KAT is AUDRE's daughter? That girl is in her human form as of now? Is she my baby sister who both of us used to get Kit Kat chocolates every day before going to school? Is she that girl? This KAT, who you say is no more in the human body, does she and I have the same DNA? Is there a connection DNA wise between her and me? We share the same DNA? Is she Binu Rao's daughter Shilpa Rao from the Sadrangani side of the family? Is she Aarti Artananthur from the Sadrangani side of the family? Has she ever shapeshifted as JAYA.ADVANI in my home? This KAT who you are telling me, she's no more in the body? She's a good soul? She's gone off to a higher realm once she has left the body? She's a good girl? She and I share some amount of the same DNA? She has shapeshifted for JAYA.ADVANI at some point in time? She has shapeshifters for her as of now? They are homegrown from India or Pakistan, her shapeshifters connected with the Kashmiri issue? They're connected with some terrorist, Maoist, militant kind of activities, some of her shapeshifters. They've gone hidden in the Kapoor household as well, for Ranbir Kapoor. Have some of them shapeshifted for JAYA.ADVANI also down the line? Did some of them shapeshift for me also, thinking I am dead and I am one of them, to be churned in rotation? The maid who worked at my home and the replicas of her with different energies on them, are they connected, some of them, with these camps connected with militancy, Maoist, terrorism activities? Are they connected with the ST-SC-OB, SRK version, the shapeshifter for him? Are they actually all stealing, deeply embroiled in murder and arson and treason? Are they hiding out in the Indian Parliament too? Have some people from their community moved into the Trump camp in America and some gone away to Russia? Are they actually decent Indians, homegrown decent Indians, good for any place they go to, the way the Indians generally are? In short, these guys are there to steal and they're not who they say they are, but pretend and have gone there on Indian visas, just pretending to be the Indians. Is there anybody from this, anybody decent who is connected with the CIA, connected with M16, actually able to understand what I'm saying? Or to see what I'm up to, and to get, at least some kind of idea of what is happening over here, so that they can do something about it constructively? Do I have any components watching me who they are officially supposed to be, but they can do good for the world without any kind of foul play? Do I have anyone like that, or a group of people watching me? Okay, so will they be able to do something about this once they've understood the situation? Okay, are they going to be successful with the blessings of the higher realms? Will they be able to set things straight? I'm glad. It's really much better. Okay, so that's great. It's very sad that KAT is no more. It's sad I didn't know her for KAT. Very sad. But what can I do? What can I do? Well, anyway, KAT and ADE, no, AUDRE, both are in spirit as of now. Both are in the afterlife. They got a good community of lit people around them. Will all of them, do they have? AUDRE did not go to a good realm. AUDRE went to a realm that's not that great. Okay, that's sad. KAT went to a good realm. Were KAT, when she was shapeshifting as Varsha, was she and I close? Did we get along well? Did she dislike me in any way? Were we happy to hang around with each other and just enjoy each other's company, and kind of just go here, there, and kind of little gallivant here and there without harming anybody? So we got along okay? Okay, that's good. That's very good. You're saying AUDRE did not go, you're saying she did not go to a good realm? Is that what you're saying? Did AUDRE go to a good realm? If I can ask it differently. But KAT and myself passed on, late KAT and myself are DNA related? At least some way? And KAT, and who is DNA related to me, she is in her human form, in her physical body as of now. She has left her physical body. Okay, anyway, tell her she's loved a lot, simply because if she's the version of Varsha who got along really well with me and is a good human being. Because if we don't like energy, we smell it almost immediately. But if we get along with somebody, then she has to be a good person. So anyway, as long as she knows she's loved a lot, And anyway, it's just spirit. We're gonna go back to spirit sooner or later. So regrouping for sure will happen. So when it comes to this RK and it comes to the clone for Varsha, KAT, JKA, they are all scamsters, most of them. They all contribute to stealing and destroying of good things. They are homegrown for that. OD has any connection with them? OD is the real Narendra Damodar Das Modi. OD is the real SRK. OD has shapeshifted for Narendra Damodar Das Modi. OD has shapeshifted for SRK ever? Or somebody from his family? From his background? Did OD ever shapeshift for my father at Fort Jaswell ever? Did he ever misuse number 4 Jaswell and all its resources and all its connects, the entire network? Is this guy responsible for misusing and breaking lots of our family relationships as well as our kith and kin? Straight out of Fort Jaswell and then wherever it took them. He's the chap who has misused everything badly. He is OD. Is he my DNA related father? But he hired lots of people for lots of our original Advani network and replaced many people who he got rid of with his own network of people linked to criminal activity and crime. He sold Sita, sold Gita. Nirmala Sitaraman is still in her human form, in her physical body. Can she understand all this that has happened? Does she not like me? Because sometimes we don't know who we are talking to. तो अगर डुप्लीकेट से बात करें then we cannot be polite to them. Okay, as she's got it all. She's understood what's happened. The original. So when we got sold Sita, sold Gita, the worrisome part is her name is Nirmala Sitaraman. So in that also Sita. So we say, did he sell her in some way? If he sells her in some way, then I don't know how to understand it. If the original gets sold and duplicate is brought in, then what do? Did he take something to do with her brain or her conscience and put her on a neural network and take her mental abilities, probably an educated one, and go and give it to somebody else and put her on a neural network or sell her neural network to somebody? So they like taking the genes of the educated, of the ones who are professionals, the ones who are achievers, the ones who have the capability. What did I tell you about making babies? But if uploaded on their brains, so many industrialists, stolen conscience, let's just say people in the government, officials, who really know how to do the job, researchers, scientists, the who's who across so many different industries, then that child will be the one who has all those things uploaded to him, will be better than his peers. At the same time, if they want full society to fall to one level, grabbing from that very same society, or at least the children or somebody they grab amongst those in that society, they want the pyramid to fall to the rock bottom. But then the lone star at the top will be who? Calling the shots. With whose conscience? Taken from whom? Stolen from whom? Under normal circumstances, when a child is born into a family, the genes of the parents, for better or for worse, move on to the next generation. That could be one of the reasons why doctors produce doctors, lawyers, industrial homes like their own people. It's not nepotism. It is just that it's in the genes. What the father, grandfather, great-grandfather built, why not the great-grandson run? Better it on grounds of technology processes as generally in the world is bettering itself, but most certainly not dropping even the descendants of that who is of good genes down to the level of waiting for a handout to be given to him. By whom? By that who destroyed everybody. Then his descendants, who after grabbing conscience of so many of the key yesteryear do-gooders, capable in their own right of doing good and contributing to society, grabbing from them their conscience, then disabling them, then getting rid of them, not before insulting them, taking that only and uploading it to his child, who will be the lone star at the top. This is what I think the plan is. All middlemen, either you fall to the bottom of the pyramid or you will be gotten rid of. Tomorrow, if there is this third world war where everything gets destroyed, he's got everything in the EE digital setup. For him, it's only clicking some things on the keyboard. He's got some key people. Ultimately, he'll get rid of them also. They're clones. They're very disposable. Some could have been picked up from a very hard background where generationally they worked at the lowest level. So these guys get a lift up, leg up. For the time being, they think they've arrived in life. Some he could have picked up from the traffic signals, some from, primarily people in need. Then train them. So when you are churning so many through identities for today, from whom you have stolen the conscience in today's day and age, then those who you have created, they are your creation. If you can turn around and tell me, look what you have become, but I only made you that. Now see how I take it all back. You did this as Mr. JAYA.ADVANI to me sometime in 2014-15. That's how I know ओडी पे ओडी वही हो सकता है. कबीर गुप्ता के लिए डॉक्टर जो है, my own cousin brother, if I tell him something, he is very different. But what did this version say? Who in test is shown his face, showing he is a scientist, at any cost wants something of his science to be put out to the public. Here he is talking about the same solar that Kabir was doing in his rented apartment here in Hennur before he moved to Fern's residency. Right? There you're talking about hydro water. But a scientist is a scientist is a scientist, whether it's for the brain or whether it is for the environment. So that was Cubs only, who was shape-shifting for Mr. R. Madhavan. If Mr. R. Madhavan is not there, then it is a crime. If Mr. R. Madhavan was feeling lazy, he just wants that much money earned without having to go to the sets, he knows what this is, he is the original Mr. Madhavan, then we cannot say anything. We leave it. Let's hope no stars went to that, क्योंकि अभी तो क्रिकेटिंग के बहुत सारे मूवीज तो बना रहा है तमिलनाडु के अंदर. So hopefully you're not bringing the stars on the sets, because on the sets as part of the crew many times you have gotten rid of people. Can I ask you one more question? Are these tears of my mom, or non-stop flowing of her eyes, the water which used to keep falling? Was that KAT who had been re-CRISPRed to be my mom or to have features of my mother? That was actually Varsha who had been re-CRISPRed at some point in time, or who shapeshifted as Varsha for some time. Whether she did it with her own will or it was put upon her, that only the miscreants know. Her life in Lonavala, was it as a punishment upon her? Till the time they got rid of her? Is she the one who had non-stop flowing eyes? Then is she the one who ended up in Bhatia Hospital 2019? With somebody from the BJP in the next bed, in that room? Is she the one who was left in shit throughout the night? Because no nurse was available to clean her at that point in time? Is she the one who required 2 people to hold her up and get her to sit? Did they murder her finally? Is Kira responsible for this, the one who was pretending to be Kiran Merchant? He stole her FD? Did he try messing around with my 2 BHK apartment here at J1801 Purva Palm Beach? So that version of Kira, along with the boy who's shapeshifting in the movie Test for R. Madhavan, the people living at Fern's residency, including Shamlu Sharma, they're all part of one group? And mostly they shapeshift and steal, connected with very nefarious groups? Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy was connected with the Heast part of it? The first girl, Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy, who came to my house to work, was she connected with nefarious people? With this nefarious lot of shits? Okay, so my apologies to her and her family. She's not part of the nefarious people. Is she who I got as connected with the ATS in some way and who's gone away to a good loka upon leaving the body? Going away to the high realms once she leaves the body? Or if she has already gone from the body? She is, you're repeating and you are confirming that that's the girl? So she goes to a good loka? Or she's already gone away to a good loka, because there was some oversized toffee coffee guy who she has dealt with and he tears to the core. God he knows what he did, some barbecue, pata nahi kya hai. But anyway, so anyway, she goes away to the higher realms once she goes to spirit. The girls who stood in for her, either 2 or 3 of them, one of them definitely was connected with the Kamwali Bai, 18 years, Bombay. Chuta Kamwali Bai, from the time we were still in school, then till the time Varsha got married, 2001. Any of her relative ever came to Bangalore shape-shifting as Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy? That girl is a good Atma, connected with good activities. That girl is connected with OD and with the ST-SC Raj, who has messed around even in the SRK camp and with the Indian Parliament in some way, or the BJP in some way. That girl is connected with OD or OD, shape-shifting for Narendra Das Modi, messing around in the Indian Parliament, and his troop messing around worldwide in key positions. Kira is part of that association. Okay, I think this has answered it a lot. Now, I'm going to close this session. I'm a little upset actually, because it's not nice actually. Whatever we're getting, it's upsetting, especially when it comes to some people, it's not nice. So I'm closing this for now. I will eat lunch also and probably come back to this later on. Okay? Now, before I close it, I think I must ask one more question. I want to understand over here, JKA. Are you trying to talk about JKA? JAYA.ADVANI with the word tears? So are you only making an association connected with me? Are you talking about Jammu Kashmir in any way? Her tears were connected with the Jammu Kashmir issue? Were they mishandling her, creating all those problems? Indirectly, what was told to me in the year when the coronavirus went off, for every drop of blood, we will drop your tears. At the time when the guy was putting the solution of blood and solution of water on the pallet. That's a JNK issue. Was KAT mishandled? Was she part of the JNK issue from a terrorist or a militant or a Maoist point of view? Was there somebody she has worked with in the past, or Kira himself, connected with those kind of movements, and they held her responsible for some kind of thing that she didn't want to be part of? And so did they create her non-stop flow of tears? I also want to understand, RK is the real Ranbir Kapoor from the Kapoor family, Rishi Kapoor's son? Am I okay to understand that the boy who has shapeshifted for Nikhil Advani may be Nikhil the Pickle in later years instead of Nikki and Adu? Is it Nikhil the Pickle who... Is there anyone who shapeshifted for Nikhil Advani and then for Ranbir Kapoor also later? Is there any connect between the two? Back to Cat. Is there a shapeshifter for Ranbir Kapoor? Cat was involved with him, thinking he's the real Ranbir Kapoor? At the time when Cat has had a relationship with Ranbir Kapoor, was one of them pulled off, and then shapeshifters intermingling in and around that setup and slowly destroying things one after the other? The real Ranbir Kapoor is still in his human form, in his physical body. Nikhil Advani has ever shapeshifted for Ranbir Kapoor? My DNA related cousin, Nikhil Advani, Ramesh Advani's son, my real cousin, has shapeshifted for Ranbir Kapoor ever? Has he shapeshifted for Amitabh Bachchan? Mr. Amitabh Bachchan was brought to my house CRISPR to be my father. This work was done by whom? Nikhil Advani himself? Whatever has gone haywire in Europe is Nikhil Advani responsible for it? Any cloning or replication or replicas going to Europe and destroying it, is Nikhil Advani responsible for it? Ramesh Advani and Nikhil Advani? Hukumat Rai Advani's children and grandchildren? Ramesh Advani is the son of Hukumat Rai Advani, Kani Advani's younger brother. We're talking about the same person. How did he have a frozen shoulder and how did he have a nervous breakdown? Did he have that or not? Okay, is Katrina of today a good girl? Is she a good Atma? This is the same thing she said before also. Did Ramesh Advani take some wrong decisions based on dealing with some clones? And spring into action thinking it is Varsha and me? Whereas he was dealing with our clones and we had been sidelined or removed from the entire equation. This done by maybe Odi, who was wearing the face at some point in time of Mr. Kani Advani. Odi is the real brother of, or real DNA related brother of Ramesh Advani. Odi played a dirty game wearing the face of Kani Advani while dealing with Ramesh Advani and sending in clones as Jaya and Varsha Advani to Ramesh Advani. And maybe even dealing with the real Nikhil Advani. It was Odi's dirty game, and to which, to defend himself, Ramesh Advani, Nikhil Advani had to do something. Do they understand now that it is not Jaya Varsha who did anything and that everybody got played? And that I, Jaya Kanyalal Advani or Jaya Advani, am still trying to figure out who is who. Which I don't need to do if I knew everything. I'm doing this primarily because I myself am grappling in the dark. Do they understand that? Okay. So I'm going to rest the pendulum here for now. Okay, so that is 23 April 2025, Wednesday, 13:09, when I'm shutting this off. Okay. They're a desperate lot. Every time they play different bloody fucking sounds from under my hands all the time. Bangles, we're not even wearing it, nor do we care. Now the point is that's not the issue. The issue is I've gone to Bombay when after registering this property in July 2019, I got a call. I was staying at Bonsai Stay to go to Bombay because my mom's been admitted into the hospital. So I go over there. That was Kat. K80 is what she's DNA related sister of mine she also was Varsha, but she got CRISPR to become my mom. It was done by Kira. So I already told you what he did. He was very rude with wearing Kirana uncle's face. Very rude with her. Then after 2 days, there's a good looking, better version of my mom who he's sitting and stroking her chin. Kiran uncle and my mom had a very different relationship when they first got married. All the way through. So this was something I've never seen Kiran uncle ever do. Also, his talk had cheapened ever since 2007 or 8, which got me to tell my mom, you better be careful of this chap, but I couldn't exactly tell her that. But apparently she was trying to communicate to me and I was also trying to communicate to her, but there were interceptors taking the calls somewhere else. Everything messing around. Okay, all these outsiders. This is how they messed with everything. When I've gone to Bombay, behind my back, they have brought someone to this house because this apartment, the possession had already been given. Not possession, but the property papers had already been given. The registration papers were given 10 days afterwards. After which, I believe I went away to Bombay, where all this incident happened with my mom. I never returned back, but soon after that, she's been let off. And in my dream, I was shown, put upon me, the two brown skinned girls, out of which one turns out to be Sarah later on. Except only it is after the crow visits the window, which means Sarah का आत्मा शायद कौवा बन के हमको कुछ दिखाना चाहती है कि वो दो जो लड़की है ब्राउन स्किन, one of them was shape shifting or both of them were shape shifting for Sarah, and Akil has picked up something to hit me and kill me. But that is not me. It is what has happened on the back of the shapeshifters. That could be SL. Because these two brown girls I have seen even before in the chawl. 2012, where SL with one young boy is walking in the corridor of the chawl. To the left of him is a door and a room where these two girls are standing. He knows them, they know him. I don't know them, I am only following him. Then he goes to a room taking a right in that balcony of the chawl. And there is a room where I see my nani or some semblance of my nani, but wearing black and black. Black pajama, black half sleeve kurta. Where no Sindhi will ever wear black. They only wear white. And my own nani only wore white. So maybe my nani who went in for her hat, whatever, at least 3 times to bleach candy. During the 90s, I don't know anyone was messing around or not, I have no idea. But she was in the ICU twice. Mrs. Parpati Sadrangani, Sindhi, who taught in a Sindhi school as a principal. Before coming to, at the time of the partition, she has produced my mother and then come over here. Okay? So anyway, I said this is where we're shutting this off. Don't irritate me and play sounds in my body. I'll smack your fat face. You understood? Whatever it is with my sister. My sister is no more, I told you. I will always remember her as JAYA.ADVANI and nobody else. The one who loved Kit Kat chocolate, I don't care. As long as we got along, she's a good person, that's all. She's no more in her physical body. Whoever's responsible for it, you're a terrible being. So my loyalties are with that who has passed on and who was a good human being. I cannot be friends with people who undid her, are busy trying to undo me, busy trying to undo this country, busy trying to undo America, Russia. For what? Useless people getting empowered. That also on the back of so much murder and terrible, terrible deeds. You're not my family. You can do what you want, but I don't associate with people who do bad karma. Okay? To leave it at that. We close this here.